Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to bring you some more Cosmonarchy content. Oh wait, that's my YouTube channel, which you should subscribe to if you're not already. But here we are. We're back on our cosmonarchy.com website. Why is that man's eye closing weirdly? Anyway, we're going to be getting some work done today, as per usual. And I think it's probably a good idea to give you guys a little bit of an inside window into how I'm going to be building up our next release. I want to build the release version now, but the main thing that we have to do in this current standpoint is we have to yeah, looks like replay hooks. Okay. It was part of logs open. I guess I can just probably disable these lines here and say just gonna confirm that that's all I need to do. And with any luck, we'll be able to figure out what we're doing with that release build pretty soon, and then we can jump into our map crap dev. I should be able to go for about an hour and a half today. I do have shift work today, so I was planning on streaming an hour ago, but I had some exciting stuff to take care of first. So. First of all, I had to do a couple casts, and second of all, I had to finish up some feature code for mappers to be able to set custom res areas. We've been using a location system for a brief window that hasn't probably ever been used besides me once in the Arbiter mission for my March crap. But it's been overhauled to be better, and so hopefully we'll have some more work on that soon. I've also updated I've been doing also some work. This is yesterday, though. I did this. Did some work on the weapon entry code. I did a little bit today, but it was just one minor fix. And yeah, getting those things taken care of for extending weapons. Thank you, Lucy, for banning that bot. I appreciate it. And hello, Lucy, Night Fox, Jackulinsky, and Alexander. Hope you guys are having a good time. Hello, Skirmish Badger. Badger with his skirmish. What kind of badger are you, anyway? I'm excited for shaping up this map. We should be able to get into some testing today, set up the AI to do some things, and figure out what neutrals we want to add on the map. But we'll get there, because right now we're finishing up some details. Look at this guy. He's about to head home so he can play Sovereign Saga TO3. I'm looking forward to some more video playthroughs. If anybody wants to play while also giving commentary, that's my preferred format to enjoy my own content. And have Badger to hang back with a big shield checking infinite javelins at you. this some kind of Age of Empires reference? We all know about Age of Empires, but when's the sports-themed RTS going to come out? Age of Umpires. Still waiting on that one. I've almost kicked this sickness, but a slightly lingering cough makes casting a little annoying. Makes voice acting slightly difficult. I was doing voice acting for Sovereign Saga TO3, and I got like one sentence in and had to start hacking. But it was in my defense, it was like a I've got a scratchy voice acting, so it's exactly the kind of voice acting you would expect to fucking prank me. I did the Shaman voice acting, there's a Savant line in there. And of course there's Ahmed, somewhere. I feel like Skirmisher is such a vague name for a unit. Why don't they just call it the Zoryusthaleth, dude? Isn't that a better name? I don't understand. These people not know how to read English? Alright, still waiting on info about a log from Viker. I should probably at some point it would be good to release some of these screenshots, even though they don't really reflect the current version of the game. Obviously they don't have like the new graphics and stuff. Oh, that is something else that I need to do, though, while I wait for information about it. No, Jack, I've told you so many times, we do not condone the death of civilians, the murder of them. There is one kind of funny thing about the trigger for Ahmed in this, though. The trigger has nothing, as per usual, the trigger has almost nothing to do with his eventual quest to you, but it's pretty entertaining. Why does guys, can anybody tell me why Jack wants to murder his fellow human so much? Does he really want to leave humanity behind that badly? He just wants to kill all of his fellow humans? Don't understand. Can anybody explain? I don't know if I actually want that particular frame, to be honest. I might want to do a... I mean, the benefit is obviously that... that is the intended frame for hanging out, but whatever. Yeah, the civilians don't have oil. That's not what they carry around as currency. Jack, this is a Zethra-core. I'm doing the burrowed frame. For when they're hanging out as burrowed units. We have 296 frames. That's what we're gonna need to take care of here. I don't remember our canvas for this guy. I guess it's something I can just quickly identify if I export one frame. 80 by 80, okay. Take care of business. Okay. So basically what we're doing here is we are overriding the render frame manually with pardon me, the overriding the manual frame, or the render frame with a manual override that gives the old burrow mound back. I'm not really sure when we'll use the new one. We'll probably need to improve it somehow visually with like a material change or something like that. Yeah, Zerg fraud, dude. Got him. So we are looking at the Hydralisk now. Let's go ahead and take care of the Hydralisk. I think it's fine for the factional variants to use whatever. Oh yeah, and I guess technically we also should probably import this now. So it's 296 is the frames that we're looking for the Zeth. And yeah, it has that fixed angle one. So we can delete that. Let's go to Hydralisk. This guy has the same number of frames actually, Hydralisk. And then pop that open. Is our canvas also 80 by 80? Our canvas might be smaller. 70 by 70, look at that. Doesn't really mean anything, but it's kind of funny. The original Zergling graphic actually had the largest, I think it was like the largest frame size. It was like 128 by 128 of most Zerg units. So Hydralisk new. Save this now, and then we can do game basic medium. Canvas it to 70 by 70. Copy. Do not need to keep that intact any longer. Oh, actually, we should have. Interesting that the front-facing angle doesn't work. 70 by 70. Yeah, I basically kind of screwed this one up when I set the... I copy and pasted it or whatever, but I didn't... Yeah, I'm just going to do it again. I copy and pasted it, but I canceled out the... the black background, so then it didn't actually paste with the offset that it was supposed to. So that's what was going on there. .96. And also see, yeah. Nice. All right, so I actually don't know if we're even using the right frames, but we should be able to easily enough confirm that if we go to the frame set code again, and it's 110 is what we're supposed to be calling. Go to iScript Zerg. Zeth require. Yeah, looks like that's what's there. Okay, so that's there for both of them. So when we go ahead and test the graphics now, it should just work. You know, it should just call our new graphic, basically. Yeah, it looks like it does indeed. I'm kind of looking at it, and I feel like maybe the Hydra should graduate to a bigger mound, right? I feel like that is the case. So we can close that. We can say Hydralisk, and this won't take very long at all because we already have the frame that we intend to use. I guess I can actually just close this. We can open up the burrow mound, grab the frame that we're going to use for it, and then just plop it in there to the larger value. Hydralisk new. Yeah, I think that just looks a little bit more correct, size-wise. Excuse me. All right. Yeah, that looks a little bit better, right? Size-wise. So we're updating those burrow graphics there. I think that makes some sense. And I was told that I was indeed told that the replay Kraken change that I did to disable the log should be good. So somewhere in this Visual Studio project it points at a file that doesn't exist in that file path, and I don't know where to go to change that up. So I was thinking a lot about this layout, and while I really like the idea of there being these sort of central spokes or whatever, it's probably going to be really obnoxious to move your army through here. And I kind of just accepted that, but I think I probably need to just pick one of these that I actually want to keep. I think we'll go ahead and take care of business. It does mean that I have to do this, which is a little annoying, because I picked this one. Not really the end of the world, but I'm gonna have to redo some of those manual tiles. And right now I'm just waiting for... Oops. Yeah, let's do that. We'll probably keep something over in this area as like a cliff separator, or maybe it might be more magma. Something to separate the walkability of the area. Maybe some flagstones with some doodads or something. That way we don't have to give up the entire spacing and make it super open, but it doesn't have to be quite so claustrophobic at the same time. By the time I'm done painting these tiles away, my GPTP will be implemented. We'll be finished up, and I can go ahead and take care of business there. Just gonna quickly do this. Can't quite tell what blend that is. Is it this one? No. Oh, I see. That's because it wasn't for that. That makes sense. Okay, so it was indeed that one. No? What the what? Okay, we figured it out, boys. Okay. Nice. So now we'll pause that for a moment, check in what's going on here. Clear out pre-release. Hello, Fastwads. Hope you're doing well. I was chatting with Vic and Jesse today about some of the things that we want to achieve for like sometime soon. For sure, one of them is the weapon extender. That's a big one. I know Jesse is still doing code review on that. I actually don't know if he's actively doing it as we speak. Oh, it looks like yes, he did do one thing. Is this actually 43 seconds ago, or is this GitLab caching it? That's the question. I'll give him a thumbs up on that one. He didn't resolve it, but yeah, it was 18 minutes ago. Cool. Well, thank you, Eustace. I think... hopefully we can make the map a lot prettier soon. Good to close that, I think. Alright, let's go into... so disable our logger for now. And then we'll go to... I don't think I did anything with that. Get rid of that. Okay. So our big patch notes here. We are going to need to change this up. So we're looking at... we're hoping to get a release out by 31st of August. So at the end, you know? And then we'll say... Well, this is annoying as hell. I'm just gonna go and find the release. Oh, shit. Welcome home. And very happy to hear that somebody could die in the boot camp tutorial. I really didn't think that was possible. Good enough. Okay. At some point, I am going to need to take care of business as far as it pertains to the I'm gonna need to do that big patch video at some point. Maybe Tuesday we'll try to do that. Like maybe I'll do the recording, in air quotes, presentation of it on stream, and then I'll take that part of the VOD and I'll edit it together with some shit so you guys can be a part of it. Give me a real-time QA on the video. So. Well, I will say my heart is certainly touched by the number of people that try to find Ahmed. I'm glad that so many people try to find him. Still waiting on that 4-hour video essay. In 2 years, or whatever. Somebody explaining how Ahmed works. All right, we are pushing a new release, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoy. More to the point, now that that's taken care of, I can make a post about the Sovereign Saga TO3. Do I want to use any of these screenshots? Probably not, right? I probably want to specifically use... Well, what's this one like? Yeah, this one's pretty good. I like this one. I guess it has the old Hydra up there, but... This one's also very good, though. And I don't think it features any old graphics. Yeah, I think I'll use that one. Let's see. Is that too much of a spoiler? I don't know. There's also an element there. Player finds all 12, by the way, Ahmeds. They get him as a buildable hero unit in Melee. Yeah, it's the opposite. I guess if you do all that, you probably should be able to. Truth behind Ahmed. 6 hours and 32 minutes. Fuck yeah, dude. All right. I'm really... Hey, it's late o'clock. I'm really excited about the game getting more stable and having less issues in the form of in the realm of desyncs and stuff. I know we've been bouncing back and forth on that for a little bit, but now that this release is finally shipped, my goal is to do a pass on the assembly wrappers that I was explaining yesterday. If you missed that stream, I basically went over like another development in how we understand the assembly to work, and how that's going to mean that we need to do a big overhaul to the assembly stuff. I might want to just go ahead and kind of do that right now, even though I obviously want to make some progress on my map. This probably won't take too long to do there, so. Well, you can find Ahmed, but you have to help Ahmed with a bonus objective. So the logic basically is like, is that bonus objective already resolved in some way before you found Ahmed? Well, then you won't find Ahmed, because Ahmed only cares. Ahmed needs to give you the quest and then you do it. You can't do the quest and then find Ahmed. You see what I'm saying? There's something special about the fact that Ahmed gives you the quest first. So you have to do it in the right order. And in order to find Ahmed, you got to do things in the right order, because there might be a bunch of different preconditions for Ahmed being there. And if you didn't find and help Ahmed in, say, map 1, the tutorial, then he will not appear in map 2. He's very choosy. He only bestows his grace upon those who help him sequentially. But at any point, you can go back to map 1 and do it. And then even if you go and play like map 7 or something in the future, it's not going to be a problem. You're going to be all right. So. You've been finding him and getting no quest. Yeah, this is happening in the tutorial. There's a quest. That's part of his dialogue. He tells you exactly what's up. So. If you're playing in single-player scenario mode and you find him and he talks about doing a thing for him, but then no objective appears on your screen, then that would be a bug report. There's some kind of trigger and the game can check to see if you've done things. Yeah, we have bank data, right? Which is like a global serialized file on your computer that gets created. If you go to your Starcraft banks folder, you'll see all of these. And this is all tracking various details, right? So there's the Sovereign Saga one, tutorials for the races, and stuff like that, so. Okay, well, if no dialogue appears while finding him, then probably the bootcamp tutorial is the easiest one to find him in. I probably just didn't despawn him. I probably spawned him preemptively and didn't despawn him if you completed the objective. But I made it so that you don't get your dialogue event if the objective is already completed. So you probably did something out of sequence, and instead of despawning Ahmed, I kept Ahmed there, or something like that. Will Ahmed also be in the non-Terran missions? Or will it be a different character? You'll have to see. You'll have to see. Will there be a Protoss med, a Zerg med? Time will tell. I'm not gonna reveal that yet. Infested med. I think if Ahmed was infested, it's because he wants to be. You know what I mean? Close that thread. I guess I kind of want to boot up the map. Take a slightly better screenshot.
SCV good to go, sir.
Ah, shit. My timing has to be kind of tight on this, huh?
SCV good to go, sir.
Whew, got it. I wanted to get the font on screen, you know? Let me scroll down until I see... Yeah. Dude, the reveal that Duran is actually Ahmed would be really funny. I mean, I just find Brood War's plot to be so dumb, so I kind of like the idea of making fun of it in that way, but it's probably a little that's probably not the format, right? Like, the format for critiquing StarCraft's lore is probably not in the remake of StarCraft's campaign that I'm doing. I don't know. That's just something I think. All right. We took care of the business there. I'm actually going to cancel this build, though, because I do not want to rebuild that plugin in this moment. Let's go ahead and reload our changes. All right, let's do it, boys. We're gonna go through the whole damn game, and we're gonna just remove desyncs real quick, okay, guys? This should be SX, not ZX. It's a signed integer. Unless that's a fraud, in which case we can go ahead and quickly try to fix that. Or identify that, as it were. Well, we'll see, Jack. We'll see. This is definitely a significant portion of them. Well, these are S32 in this context. Get region ID, S32. Trying to figure out if these actually care about being negative or not, but really hard to tell in this context. It originates as a U16. It's kind of whatever. These are probably not signed, actually. But I don't think that's going to introduce any issues. I'll just leave a comment here and say, these originate as U16. Not sure they should be S16. I'm just going to leave my name here. Protocol Plus! A significant number of the desyncs are sourced from this stuff, so... I wasn't gonna do this work until I was sure that the... What do you call it? I wanted to make sure that my... the desync work and stuff that I'm trying to do now, I wanted to make sure that it was... done in the context of the release already being done. I did not want to risk I didn't want to risk doing something that could create a different kind of issue that we just don't know about or whatever. This one's a little stupid. I don't think this is even correct. So you're supposed to push arguments in reverse order. So Unc 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No? Unc 5, 4, 3. Order ID. 2, 1, and then we do this. Okay. Because the register args after that don't matter. But we're using EBX as our scratch work register to load the full version of the... to load a 1 or 2 byte value into a 4 byte register, because it's a stack argument. I explained a little bit about this yesterday, so I'm probably not going to explain the whole thing again here, but suffice it to say, we're doing this to increase code safety in these helpers, but we have to use a particular register, any register that's not used elsewhere, and EBX is the common one. But it is used here for unit ID, so normally you're supposed to do all of the pushing of the registers before you go through this. So I guess the only thing that's actually something I should check here is, like, is this even correct, right? So we've got xpos. Oh, shit. So this is like a really... this is a messed up function for sure. This is out of sync with IDA's output, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you're supposed to leave a comment saying that you did that. Now, thankfully, it looks like the only thing here that we are actually using for this is we're only using it in 2 different locations, so if I re-implement it or whatever, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But you'll come up against stuff like this from like ancient history of GPTP. And you don't want to, even if these things aren't injected right now, or like these hooks aren't active, which I can't verify right now, you don't want to leave landmines where they're just going to break if you enable them to, try to enable a feature or something, right? So it looks like the targeted order helper, in this case, the function definition for it, is supposed to initially take a unit. And that unit is ESI. So if we go back to our helper thing, ESI is indeed unit. And then it's also taking a fog of war unit ID, which is not even what this is called. This is just called unit ID, but that is for EBX, which is correct. Okay. So we're going to rename this to FOW for fog of war. And then we're going to say, let's make sure to do that. And then I see we have a... okay, we have fog of war unit ID. We have UNC1, G order 4 type target. So this is a unit, or what is this? It's just a U32. It's not really defined, I guess. But it does look like it's supposed to be a unit target here. And that is the 3rd from the back. So that, before my changes to the helper, I don't even remember what we were at here. I can go ahead and take a look. I think it was just in sequential order or whatever, which tells me it's really bad. But yeah, it was UNC 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What the fuck? Okay, so this is where it gets really annoying, because if UNC 1 here, so this is supposed to be unit target, judging by what I'm seeing in the code. And then we're supposed to do position, type position. So if that's the next thing, then this would be a V2U16 target pause. So this, I guess, would be target unit, target pause. And then we have order ID. Is that indeed the next thing? Yep. We have UNC3, which we don't know what it is. UNC4 is command type. So I guess that's what we would call it, right? Is command type. And then what is UNC5 then? So at the end here, this is called UNC unit. Target position. But is that really what we're doing, right? Like, I guess UNC unit is what it's for. We'll say UNC unit command type. We don't know about UNC3 right now. And then this is UT16 target pause unit target unit. Okay. Okay. Position target. I don't know if this is used anywhere else, so I guess I should search that too. Looks like it's only done here. Good grief! Ugh. Is that the same function that we're doing right now? It is, okay. So we can we can fucking delete that. Goodbye. That's disgusting. I'm ready to suffer though. So we have targeted order. So we did. It looks like we actually have 0 unit ID none I. What is I? I result, ID, hold position. I feel like. So this is actually 0 for the target, and then I for the unit iterator. And then, do we have a position? It looks like it's supposed to be this. Oh, okay. So maybe that's not correct then. This is probably G order type for target. And then order ID. Yeah, that's kind of one of the major issues here, is that we don't really know the order of arguments done in this particular case. But I also don't know if this is actually injected. It is, okay. So I guess that means that we could theoretically deal with this. This is kind of a disaster though, guys. That function sucks. So we were passing a value of 0. So if we look at the helper, right? We deleted the second one here. So it was A1, which is some kind of bool, I guess. This looks like it was probably done in the direct order here. This is listed as X pause. There's also a Y pause. Oh, maybe that's what the unknown stuff was. Is queued. Hold on. We're lost in the sauce, ladies and gentlemen. Targeted order. So it looks like instead of target pause, I mean, if this is supposed to be is queued, right? This thing is queued instead of UNC3. That's good for us to know for our definition, of course. Unit, UNC unit. But I don't know where the, if we have a position here, but we also have these, DX and AX for Y pause. What the fuck? They just hard-coded the values of 0. Okay, so let's see. I don't know what we're passing 1 for here. This is apparently listed as target. We have unit, order ID, target pause, target, flag of war unit ID. So it's like secondary target or something? But in that case, this can't have been correct because it was passing a value of 1. What is result? Is an order struct? Target unit. Okay. So it is taking a unit. What's up, Balethal? Maybe finding every Achmed disables desyncs in multiplayer? That's a good idea. Scozy doesn't have a super unit or super open like the other races do. Yeah, well, right now their super weapon stuff is like a collection of their units, which is not terrible, but... I mean, the end boars definitely made people say, oh shit. And then as they learned about the Scozy more, they definitely started oh shitting a bit more as well. Okay, well... this kind of sucks, so I'm just gonna undo what I ended up doing here. And we are not gonna try to do everything that we were just trying to do, because that is danger, you know what I'm saying? So, go ahead and do that. We can discard that. And we can discard that. Okay, so, let's go, what is this? Files unsaved changes. Yes, let's reload that. Okay, so... back to targeted order and its disaster that it is. What we can do without worrying about whatever the fuck is going on here is we can just move all this stuff down here, and then we can do push EBX, and then we can say move ZX EBX order ID. And I still would like to figure out what order these ARGs should be pushed in, because that does feel like a bug. This is a really bad way to define this function. It's not even with all of the correct variables or anything. So that's my statement there. I do not enjoy that. We will figure it out. It'll be fine. A Scozy super weapon as a structure would be kind of neat. This is targeted order 2. A7... Yeah, so even though this function actually has the definition in accordance with IDA, so this one would be much easier to actually work with. We would have to figure out... Let's find the usage of this real quick, because I would like to figure out what actually is happening in this case. I don't want to leave it as terrible as it was, but... it's pretty gross. So it also was ending with that, wasn't it? Interesting. Gotta get my cryo chamber going. These are so ugly, dude. Alright. We'll come back to that. That's out of scope of this particular PR, I think. We're making pretty good progress, though. Okay, that's just a bool. As far as I can tell, anyway. Yeah. I think that's fine to do bool. It doesn't seem to process them in any way other than it would a bool, so even if they're not technically bools, they are for that function's purpose. Unit ID is never signed. You cannot have a negative unit ID. Surely this is not supposed to be a signed integer. I guess I will do SX because I'm not changing the file type, but I'm just going to leave that particular remark there. Don't know why the sprite is sprite player is considered signed. Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. Let's keep on searching. We're probably about halfway through the list. So. You know, for a while I was wondering. How could mousing over tooltips cause desyncs? Well, let's just say it absolutely makes sense. When you consider that the... OBFS Proxy, thank you for following. Appreciate it, dude. When you consider the fact that the tooltip code has this kind of issue with it, where it's just pushing garbage to the stack, yeah, it tracks actually. Surely this should be a bool. Yeah, it's even listed as bool here, so I don't know why that was created without that, but alright. Yeah, you could try to make the wings not have any like skin that connects them and have them be like bones that like like bones with a little bit of flesh on them, right? But like almost skeletal style of a wing, like that way it's more like they're used for aerodynamics or something instead of it being like it should be flying. I'm in the zone, boys. Progressing down the list. What's up, Executor? Hope you're doing well. I'm not sure it will be so... I'm not sure that would actually be the case, Balethal. If the wings are being used as, like, counterweights for the rest of the form, since it's a bigger unit that's, like, tankier, right? If the wings are being used as counterweights and the way that they animate indicates that they're also being used for balance, it would probably be a way to justify them moving at higher speeds without being able to... without, like, falling over or whatever, right? Stabilizer. So you can think about it from a different perspective than just the, whether or not it's aerodynamic in a traditional sense. I think. Why is this char? I feel like that doesn't make sense. Whatever. We'll keep it like that for now. They could use different purposes than what wings typically would... What speed wings would use, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Man, there are so many, so many cases that needed to be corrected for this. No wonder we were having issues. I'm not really sure why... I mean, these are already... Okay, originally these were S16s. Not really sure what's up with that. Oh shit, player XD! I have to search for XDs still. Holy shit, I forgot about that. Patagia? What the fuck is that? Yeah, of course, Executor. I hope everybody is doing well in the Cosmoverse. Even Zerg players. Ah. Early bird passes gas, you know what I'm saying? I guess Krankendow has been... Well, Krankendow switched to Terran recently. I don't know. Krankendow has been given for a bit. I think Hit 'em Up would call himself a Terran player. He's given us a lot of money for a long time. I think Art of Turtles is our player who was on the 69 a month for a little bit. I don't think he's there yet. I have no idea what our biggest benefactor gives us, to be honest. I don't know what race he plays. Yes, he is still going. Received his August payment some time ago. Aw, man. 88 conflicts, dude. What the fuck am I, Biddy B? All right, boys, let's go. Ah. We had to do that one. That makes sense. Oh, that's right. I didn't do the XD conversion. We should abort this for now. Hold on. Let's can we undo this commit? Right, so it's the commit's still there. We still have all of the changes that we just did, but we didn't do the XD search. Now let's see about this. I wish it would tell me like the count of the changes or whatever, but why is this function fucked up or what? Unit ID is first. Is it also a stack arg? Yeah, so this is actually messed up. It should be. Oh wait, no, they did it. They just inverted the arguments. So y is. Yeah, y is pushed first. Yeah. Modified argument order. That's why y, x, and then unit ID is done this way in that order for the pushes. I'm just making sure that is correct. I don't think the XDs are technically leading to issues, but I'm just standardizing. And sometimes I feel like if you're not... Oh, cool, we're done with the XDs. Oh yeah, there are some D-word pointers here, though. Looks like just a few. We have target unit XD here, but we push this one anyway. Probably because this originally took target unit ID as a word or whatever it was. We got an order ID. No? What the fuck? Why do we even need that then? What the fuck? It was supposed to be in here, apparently. Or no, maybe not. Perform another order probably has target unit. Order unit ID as a register value. I have no idea then. I don't know why that was there. It wasn't doing anything. Because I don't see a target unit ID in here. I see fog of war unit ID, which is probably what that's supposed to be. And then the bool of stop previous orders isn't actually in here for some reason. Oh no, it's right there. It's the first thing there. Whatever. It's fine. Any other XDs? Looks like we're good. I'm going to search the whole code base for _XD. Yeah, that's a different kind of XD for sure. So we have new unit ID XD. Get rid of this and do use the XEBX. New unit ID push UBX. Okay, here we have the same thing. Move the XEBX image direction. Push UBX. Move the XEBX image XD push X. I feel like image direction should surely be a sign. No, it's unsigned? That's weird. Because directions can be negative for images, so that's... I'm pretty sure they can be. What the fuck? Why is Sprite XD? Why is it called that? What happened here? Maybe that's like... I don't know. I have no idea. Alright, let's do XD again just to make sure it's only in the max HP file. I'm gonna search keyword pointer. Text color is a U8, so it doesn't have to be signed. U8 doesn't have to... anything there. Yeah, these are seemingly correct. Okay, it looks like we've got everything. So now we should be able to hopefully merge this with less issues. Let's find out. Only plays random like a champ? Hell yeah, dude. I joined the wheat naming tism. Fuck yeah. Holy shit, I've already been going for an hour and a half. There goes all my time. I am the Knight of Fox! That's pretty good. Pardon me. Okay. I'm tempted to push this to pre-release without testing just to see if people can do desync testing on it. But the problem is it could instantiate like other bugs and stuff. I think I'd rather just push the PR and then let other people review it if they have time. And then I can maybe push it tonight or something like that rather than immediately deploy it. That being said, pre-release is kind of supposed to be used for this kind of stuff. We're probably going to have more of a push towards people using pre-release only for like actually testing new shit. But we'll see how that pans out, obviously. Okay. Still have 88 conflicts on shit, so time to figure that out. If I even have time to figure all that out. Sure, we can do that. That's just white space, it looks like, right? Because if we did... Yeah, okay, it looks like game text, color, teams, counters. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna do everything but the big one for now. Hold on. It looks like maybe this It looks like maybe release or master or whatever doesn't have some of the changes that resolves or attempted to resolve these issues to begin with, which is where a lot of the merge conflicts seem to be coming from. I don't know why damage divisor being U8 doesn't... Weird. Okay. Looks like just white space changes. I don't see any difference otherwise. So, my guess here is that now that we've done the XD fixes, we should be able to just plainly take care of business here. We have A3. Yeah, we were... It looks like we used the wrong thing there. UCX image. UBX. Yeah, we can delete that. Weird. Apparently Visual Studio Code doesn't like you making changes quickly. Are we pushing type here? I don't know why we were doing that. Request type is CL. Yeah. That should be fine. I can't really just blatantly use everything. I mean, I could, but it would just leave a lot of orphaned XD stuff in here. Which is not really what I want, so... As might be obvious. Are we supposed to push X and Y here? The fuck? Great thingy does sprite ID XY player. So I guess this is supposed to be VTU 16? According to IDA's disassembly, anyway, this seems to be correct, so I don't really know. I'm not going to have enough time to finish this up before I have to go. That's what it was supposed to be. It's alright, I think this is more important. We use create thingy quite a bit, so I don't really know why it's I don't really know why it's doing that, to be honest with you guys. Gonna be real. Don't quite comprehend that one. Oh yeah, we just moved the pushes of stuff up. Yeah, it looks like release or master code still doesn't even have the D-word pointer shit, which is really kind of interesting. I don't know about that one. For create bullet, looks like pause X is also like that, so we should do that. Ahmed always dies after dialogue, though. That's not a bug. He explodes. He delivers his message, and then he leaves as God intended. Ahmed intended. Yeah, the point of it was definitely not for you to edit the map. I mean, people can do whatever they want with the maps. I have no ability to stop them. It definitely wasn't what I thought people would do. Oh, I see. Well, you're not supposed to play Ahmed. Ahmed doesn't give himself to you as a unit or whatever. He tells you what he just gives you a task, and then you must do the task. NMXD. Pretty sure that can be ZX, but whatever. I'll leave it there for now. One thing I got to be careful about is I got to double check these after. And make sure it actually still builds and all that. I don't know what that was. Doesn't ever let me undo though after I do it because this file's too big or some shit. Why? Just why? I don't know what that was supposed to be doing, but it wasn't doing what I thought it was, that's for sure. Some of this shit's like years old now, so good to fix this stuff up. You may now be knowing though why I don't typically do stuff like this on stream. It's a little dry, but it was significant. Okay, now we are going to try to rebuild because I'm sure we screwed something up. It's actually way less errors than I thought it was, but I guess we'll find out once I actually rebuild it. Once it actually successfully builds, I will push it to the PR and create the PR, and then we'll be in a good spot. A good spot to get the code review from the homies and see what comes next after that. There's a lot of stuff like this where it refactored the assembly body, but it didn't correct the function stuff for whatever reason. And I'm only kinda late for work, so it'll be fine. I'll just hoof it. Probably shouldn't have been standing the entire time when I have to walk to work. That's okay. I'll be alright. I'll survive somehow. Bring a granola bar. Easy clap. Also, I remember to do my squats today. Everything's coming up me. Ate my walnuts, I gotta eat my broccoli sprouts. Oh shit, I forgot to drink all of my electrolyte though. Okay. Now we're in business. Yeah, you can't have lard bod, that's for sure. De-lard your body. Yeah. I'm in the same boat as that thought, that's for sure. Alright, last thing I'm going to do right now is just jump in here to create bullet. Direction is not... It's listed as an int. And for some reason it seemed that was a little confusing to me, but apparently it's an int, so this is fine then. Pause X. Oh, this is what it was. Yeah. X is also a stack arg, and then I wasn't doing that right, so. Fix another stack arg. Alright. Time to rebuild this one. I'll do some testing later to see if I stumble upon any issues, but hopefully, very soon, we will have our... we'll have this on pre-release so people can test to see if there's been a marked decrease in desyncs. And I feel like there will be. There was a lot of fixes that I just did, so I certainly hope so, but we'll see what the review ends up having. Hopefully I get some good feedback on that, and by good I just mean, like, if there's anything I need to continue fixing, it'd be nice to know. I'm gonna go ahead and see if the weapon extent thing here... Apparently I can't use this can't use the end key to scroll down to the bottom of the page. Alright, that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. It is good to be a Cosmonarch. Hopefully soon I'll have some good shit to show you guys. Tomorrow's dev stream will actually be my map crap, because there's nothing else that I feel like doing feature request for or whatever. So, at least that's what I expect to happen. So, GG's. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.